morning. Today we are going to see the second unit. The name of the second unit is Combinational Circuits and Sequential Circuit. In the second unit, we are having two main topics. One is combinational circuit and another one is sequential circuit. The combinational circuit, we are having introduction, analysis and design of combinational circuit, binary adder subtractor, then in that sub topic is half adder, then full adder, then design of full adder using two half adder, then half subtractor, then full subtractor, design of full subtractor using two half subtractor, then we are having binary adder subtractor, then we are having decimal adder, then multiplier, then comparator, code converters, encoders, decoders, multiplexers and demultiplexers. These are the topics which are present in the first main topic, that is combinational circuit. Next, second main topic is sequential circuit. In the sequential circuit, you are having introduction, latches, flip-flops. Then in that flip-flops, you are having SR flip-flop, then JK flip-flop, T flip-flop, D flip-flop, master slave flip-flop, edge triggered flip-flop, flip-flop conversions. These are the topic we are having in the sequential circuit. Now we are going to see of in digital electronics. There are two types of logic circuits. One is combinational circuit and the second one is sequential circuit. So in digital logic circuits, there are two types of circuit. One is the combinational circuit and the second one is the sequential circuit. So in combinational circuit, we are having only logic gates. So the combinational circuit consists of logic gates whose outputs are determined from the current combination of inputs. So this combinational circuit consists of only logic gates and the output of this logic gates depends only on the current combination of inputs. This combinational circuit will perform any operation that can be specified by a set of Boolean function. So this combinational circuit will perform any operation that is specified by a set of Boolean functions. Now the second circuit is sequential circuit. The sequential circuit will be having storage element in addition to the logic gates. This combinational circuit consists of only logic gates, but the sequential circuit consists of logic gates and storage elements. Then this combinational circuit, in the sequential circuit, output are the function of inputs and the state of the storage element. Here the output depends only on the present input condition, but in the sequential circuit output depends upon the present value of input and past input. Okay, here it depends upon present input and past input. So once again we can see what is there are in digital logic circuits. There are two types of circuit. One is combinational circuit and the second one is sequential circuit. In combinational circuit, we are having only logic gates and the output of the logic gates depends only on the present combination of inputs, and it will perform any operation that can be specified by a Boolean function. Now we come to the sequential circuit. In sequential circuit, apart from the logic gates, it will be having storage element or memory devices. Here the outputs are the functions of inputs and the state of the storage element. It depends upon outputs are the functions of what? Inputs and state of the storage element. The output depends upon the present input, present value of input and past value of input. Now we will see what is combinational circuits. In combinational logic circuits, the logic gates are connected together to produce a specified output. In order to get a specified output, we are connecting the logic gates for a specified combination of input variables with no storage. That is, this is important. In the combinational circuit, there is no storage, and the circuit is called combinational circuit. So, what is combinational circuit? In combinational circuit, the logic gates are connected together to produce a specified output for a certain specified combination of input with no storage involved. The resulting circuit is called combinational circuit. The examples of combinational circuit is arithmetic circuit, code converters, multiplexers, demultiplexers, encoder, decoder, then parity generator, parity checker, full adder, full subtractor, half subtractor. So all the circuits without storage elements and only logic gates, those things come under combinational circuits. Now this this is a block diagram of combinational circuit. The combinational circuit will be n inputs and m outputs, and this is a block diagram. And the output of the logic gates depend only on the present combination of input and independent of the previous state. This is important, and it is independent of previous state of input variables. And here in combinational circuit, the output depends only on the present state, present input variables. Next, analysis procedure. How to analyze a combinational circuit. Next is the analysis procedure for combinational circuit. So to obtain a Boolean function from a logic diagram. So your analysis means you will be having a diagram. From that diagram, you have to get a Boolean function. The first step is we have to label all gate outputs. You know that in combinational circuit we'll be having logic gates. By using logic gates only, we will be designing that combinational circuit. So, in order to get the Boolean function from the logic diagram, so first we have to label all the gate outputs that are the function of input variables. So, first we have to label all the gate outputs that are the function of input variables with some arbitrary symbols. Next, we have to determine the Boolean function for each gate output. In a combinational circuit, we know that there will be more than one gates. Combination of gates combined together to form a combinational circuit. So first thing what you have to do means we have to label the outputs that are the function of input variable with some arbitrary symbols. Then we have to determine the output of each gate. Then label the gates that are the function of input variables and previously labeled gates with other arbitrary symbols. So the first level of gates from the input we have labeled. Next, then we have to label the next level of gates. So the next level of gates, how we are labeling means label the gates that are the function of input variables and the previously labeled gate with some other arbitrary symbols. Find the Boolean function for those gates also. Then we have to repeat the process outlined in step 2. We have to repeat the process in step 2 until the outputs of the circuit are obtained. So we have to repeat this process until we are getting the final output of the circuit. Till then we have to find the Boolean expression of individual gates. By repeated substitution of previously defined functions, obtain the output Boolean function in terms of input. In terms of input variables. So the fourth step is by repeated substitution of previously defined function, obtain the output Boolean functions in terms of input variables. Next, we are going for an example. So this is a circuit. This is a combinational circuit, and it consists of, this is an AND gate, 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 this is an AND gate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 AND gates, and 1, 2, 3 OR gates, and 1 NOT gate. So it is having 1, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 1, 5 AND gates, 3 OR gates, and uh, 1 NOT gate. So these are the things you are having. So this is a logic diagram. From this logic diagram, we have to find the Boolean function. So here they will be clearly giving the input variables. Here the input variable. How many variables we are having here? 3 variables. A, B, and C are the 3 variables. So you have to label each output of each gate. We have to label output of each gate. So you take this as T1, this as T2. This is first level. We are taking these two, that is T1 and T2. So T2 is equal to ABC, because this is AND gate. It performs product operation. T2 is OR gate. So A plus B plus C. Okay. So we have found out the value of T1 and T2. Next, we are going to find the value of output of this gate. That is, we are taking this as T3. So T3 is nothing but, here we have to label it as T1. So we can write it as, in the circuit, the inputs and outputs are given. So the inputs are, these are the inputs and outputs. It is having two outputs, F1 and F2. So here also we will be having F2. So output of this T3 is nothing but so before this T3 you are having one NOT gate. So here you are having F2. So here will be the F2 you are inverting. So it is nothing but F2 dash. So T3 is nothing but T1 into F2 dash. T1 into F2 dash. Now you come to the output of this AND gate. We have name it as T3. The output of this So in this combinational circuit, initially they have given the inputs and outputs. So they are given the inputs and outputs. So A, B, C are the input and F1, F2 are outputs. So first step what we have done is we have labeled this as T1 and this as T2, and here already they have given the output of as F2. So here it is F2. So this is the first level of labeling. So T2 is nothing but ABC, and T1 is also AB. Sorry, T1 is A plus B plus C. This is AND gate and this is OR gate. Then F2 is nothing but AB and this is AC and this is BC. So we are giving it to a, on these three products we are giving to a OR gate. So we have to put a plus. So F2 is nothing but AB plus AC plus BC. Okay. Now we are going for the second level. In the second level, we are having only one AND gate. So we are naming it as T3. So this F2 we are taking and it is given to an inverter. So you will be getting F2 dash. So T3 is nothing but the here you are having T1. T1 into F2 dash. Next we are coming for the output F1. F1 is nothing but T2 plus, here we are having T3, T2 plus T3. Okay, after that, we have to substitute the respective values of T2 and T3. So T2 is nothing but ABC and T3 is nothing but T1 into F2 bar. The Boolean functions are first F2. This F2 is nothing but AB plus AC plus BC. Okay, next T1. This is T1. T1 is A plus B plus C. T2 is A into B into C. And T3 is T1 into F2 bar. And F1. F1 is T2 plus T3. Okay. Then we have to substitute the value of T3 here. From here we have to substitute what is T3, and from here we have to substitute what is T2. Okay. So after substituting T1 and T3 and T2, we will be getting A bar B C bar plus A bar B bar C plus A B bar C bar plus A B C. So from this we have to derive a truth table. So in order to form the truth table, actually truth table is nothing but it is a table. It will give the information about the inputs and outputs for a particular combination of input. What is the output? It will clearly give. That is nothing but the truth table. Here we are having, in this particular problem, we are having three inputs A, B and C. You are having three inputs A, B and C. And when considering the main outputs, you are having two outputs F2 and F1. You are having two main outputs F2 and F1, and you are having the partial outputs, that is nothing but F2 bar, T1, T2, T3, or intermediate outputs, not partial outputs. The intermediate outputs are this F2 bar, then T1, T2, T3. These are the intermediate outputs, and this F1 and F2 are the main outputs. So totally how many output? Actually, only we need F1 and F2. These two are the main two outputs. But in order to find this two main outputs, we have to find the value of this intermediate outputs. So we are writing this outputs, these outputs also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So totally we are having 6 outputs. How many inputs? 3 inputs. So if you are having n inputs, then you will be getting 2 to the power n combination of inputs. So here you are having 3 inputs. So here you will be getting 8. 2 to the power 3 is 8. 8 combination you will be getting. That is A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0. Then A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 1. Similarly up to 1, 1, 1, 0 to 7. 8 combination you will be getting. Now we have to find the value of, so for this first input, that is 0, 0, 0, we are going to find out the value of F2. Actually, the expression for F2 is equal to AB plus AC plus BC. So here all the inputs, that is A, B, C are 0. So 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0, that is equal to 0 plus 0 plus 0, that is equal to 0. So we have found out the value of 0. Next we are going to find out F2 bar. F2 bar means we have to invert this F2. Here we have got 0. So here it is 1. Now we have to find the value of T1. The value of T1 is A plus B plus C. Here all the inputs are having 0, 0, 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 0. So it is 0. Here, sorry, T1. T1 it is 0. That is 0 plus 0 plus 0 is, expression for T1 is A plus B plus C. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. Next we have to find out the value of T2. T2 is A into B into C. A into B into C. So 0 into 0 into 0. 0 into 0 into 0 into 0 into 0 into 0 is 0. Similarly, T3. T3 is equal to, expression is F2 bar T1. So here F2 bar is 1. T1 is 0. So 1 into 0 is, and 1 into 0 is 0. So T3 is also 0. Now we have to find the value of F1. F1 is T3 plus T2. T3 plus T2. So here T3 is 0 and T2 is 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. So we have found out the value of the F2 bar, T1, T2 and T3, F1 for 0, 0, 0. Now we are going to take the value 1, 1, 0 and we are going to find. So we have taken the value 1, 1, 0. So expression for F2 is AB. Here A, value of A is 1, value of B is 1, plus value of A is 1, value of C is 0, value of B is 1 and value of C is 0. So that is equal to 1 into 1 is 1, plus 1 into 0 is 0, Again, 1 into 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 plus 0 is 1. So for F2 we are getting 1. So what is F2 bar? We have to invert this 1. So we are getting 0. Next we have to find the value of T1. T1 is A plus B plus C. A is 1, that is 1 plus 1 plus 0. So this is not binary. This is actually Boolean. So 1 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So you are getting T1 as 1. Now you are going for T2. T2 is A into B into C. 1 into 1 into 0. This is AND operation. So if all the inputs are 1, then only 1. Since one of the input is 0, we will be getting 0 here. Now, so we have find the value of T2. Now we are going for T3. T for this is this input combination we have taken. So already we have found out the value up to this. Now we are going to find the value of T3. T3 is equal to F2 bar. What is the value of F2 bar? 0. 0 into what is the value of T1? 1. 0 into 1 is 0. So T3 is 0. Now we are going to find the value of F1. F1 is equal to T3 plus T2. T3 is 0. T2 is 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. So we have found out the value of 0, 0, 0 for all these outputs. Similarly, we have found out the values of uh, F2, F2 dash, T1, T2, T3 and F1 for the input combination 1, 1, 0. Similarly, we have to find all the values of this truth table. So here you are having 3 inputs. So you'll be getting 7 combination from 0 to 7, and by using the Boolean functions for these outputs, you have to substitute these values in the particular Boolean function and we have to find the truth table. So previously we have studied the analysis for combinational logic circuit. Now we are going to study the design procedure of combinational circuit. The steps for the design procedure for combinational circuit. The first step is defining the problem. What is the problem? So we have to explain the problem. So define the what are the how many inputs we need, how many outputs we need, and what function it has to do. All these things come under this problem definition. Then next second, what we are doing is we are finding the number of available input variables and available required output variable. So we are going for first one is problem definition. Second, what we are doing is the number of available input variables and the required output variable is determined. In order to do that problem, how many input and how many outputs required. That we are uh, finding. The third step is we are assigning letter symbols. That is, we are giving the name A, B, C, D like this for the input and output variables. Then the truth table that defines the required relationship between inputs and output is designed. So we are designing the truth table. That truth table will tell what are the inputs and what are the outputs and what is the relationship between outputs and inputs. For what combination we get the particular output. What combination of input we get the particular output. Then after that, the simplified Boolean function for each output is determining. So we are determining the simplified Boolean function from the truth table by doing K-map or simplification using K-map or some other techniques. We are finding the simplified Boolean function. Then finally, we are drawing the logic diagram. So once again, I will repeat. First is we have to define the problem. So second one is you have to find out how many input variables and how many output variables is required to do that problem. Then we are assigning the letters, symbol, that is A, B, C, D, like that. We are naming the input and output variables. Then the truth table, we are designing the truth table which will tell the relationship between the inputs and outputs. Then we are finding the simplified Boolean function from the truth table. Then finally, after getting the Boolean function, we are drawing the logic diagram. So one example we are going to see, we are going to design a combinational logic circuit. We are going to design a combinational logic circuit. From this, you understand that the circuit will be having only logic gates and it will not be having any storage elements. So it is having three input variables that will produce a logic 1 output when more than one input variables are 1. So the problem is nothing but we have to design a combinational circuit which is having three input variables, and the output of that circuit will be 1 if more than one input variable is 1. So first thing is how many input it is having? Three input it is having. How many output it is having? One output it is having. So we have found out the first, this is the problem definition. So they have defined that there are three input variables. They need a combinational circuit which is having three input variables, and the output of that circuit is 1 if more than one input variable is 1. So from this question we identified that there are we need three input variable and one output variable. So after that we are assigning, so we are assigning uh, the letters to the input and output variables. Here the input and output variables we are assigning the symbols as A, B, C, and for output we are assigning the symbol letter as Y. For input we are assigning the letter as A, B, C, and for output I am assigning the letter as Y. Now how many output we are having? Three output we are having. If you are having three output, then you will be getting 2 to the power 3, 8 combination of inputs. So 8 combination of inputs means from 0 to 7. So you have to write from 4 to, you write, if you want you put 4 to 1, and you start writing from 0 to 7, 0 0 0 for 0. For 1 you put 1 below 1. Next for 2 you put 1 below 2. For 3, 2 plus 1 is 3. So you put 1 below 2 and 1. Next one is 4. You put 1 below 4. Next 5 means 4 plus 1, 5. So 1 0 1. Similarly 6, 4 plus 2, 6. So 1 1 0. 7 means 1 1 7. So we have written, the inputs. So from 0 to 7 we have written. Okay, we have written from 0 to 7. So the question, what the question is saying, the output is 1 if more than one input is 1. Here no ones, so output is 0. Here only one 1, so output is 0. Here also only one, output is 0. Here you are having two inputs, so output is 1. So here no ones, so output is 0. Here only one, so output is 0. Here also only one, so output is 0. So two ones, output is 1. Here only one, output is 0. Here two ones, output is 1. Here two ones, output is 1. Here also more than two ones, so output is 1. So we have found out the what truth table. So we have developed the truth table. So first from the problem definition, we have found out what are the how many input and output variables needed. Then we have written the truth table. Then from this truth table, we have to find the Boolean function. So how many input variables you are having? You are having three input variables. So you have to draw a three variable K map we have to draw. So this is the three variable K map. The input variables are A, B and C. The input variables are A, B and C. Okay. Here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Here you will be having 0 and 1. For 0, 1, 1. Actually, if you want, you can write the decimal values 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6. So for 3, in the place of 3, you have to put 1. In the place of 101 is 5. In other 101, 5, you have to put 1. Then in the place of 6, you have to put 1. In the place of 7, you have to put 1. So you have to plot. So please listen. Three variables A, B, C. If you want, you can write this like this also. B bar, C bar, 0, 0, 0, 0. Since both the variables are 0, so bar. Then 0, 1. For 0, B bar. For 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So now we have plotted the ones. So we have plotted the ones. So you are having two adjacent ones here. So you can group like this. So here also you are having two adjacent ones. You can group like this. Similarly, here also you are having two adjacent ones. You can group like this. So for the first group, you have used this row and these two columns. So in this row, you are having only one variable A we have taken. So in these two columns, C is not changing. The value of B is 0 here, 1 is here. So the value of B is changing. So neglect that variable. The value of B is not, C is not changing. So we have considered and the expression is A, C. Now, next for this group, we have taken these two rows and only one column. So here the value is changing. So you can, here you are having 0, here is 1, or here you are having A bar, here you are having A. So it is changing, neglect that variable. Then, so here you are getting BC for this one. Similarly, for this one, you have considered this row. So the variable here is A, and in these two columns, B is not changing, so AB. So your expression is AC plus BC plus AB. So what expression you are getting? Y is equal to AC plus BC plus AB. So AC plus BC plus AB. So next we have to implement this circuit. So, so this is an expression. So this expression is an and, this is an and term, this is an and term, and this is the and term. These and terms are ORed together. So to implement an and term, you need an AND gate. So for this AC, we have used one AND gate. For BC, we have used another AND gate, and for AB, we have used another AND gate. So this plus indicates OR. So we are given that output to an OR gate. So we have got the output. So we have designed the circuit, and the circuit will be giving an output of 1 if more than one input is 1. So finally we have designed this circuit. We are going to see the topic adder in the second unit. So half adder. So what is half adder? Half adder is a combinational circuit that performs the addition of two bits. What is combinational circuit? What is half adder? Half adder is a combinational circuit that performs the addition of two bits. So what is combinational circuit? Combinational circuit is a circuit which will be having only logic gates and its output depends upon only the present inputs. This circuit is having, this half adder is having two binary inputs. It is having only two inputs. It is having two inputs and it is having two outputs. So this half adder is having two inputs and two outputs. The two inputs are A and B and the two outputs are sum and carry. So if you are adding 5 plus 3, 5 is called augment and 3 is called addend. Similarly, this half adder will add two input bits. The first is augment, A is augment and B is addend. And it is having two outputs and the two outputs are sum and carry. Two outputs are sum and carry and the two inputs are A and B. It is a combinational circuit. It will perform the addition of two bits. It performs the addition operation of two bits and it is having two inputs and two outputs. The two inputs are A and B and the two outputs are sum and carry. Now we are going for the truth table. So how many input it is having? It is having two input A and B. And how many output it is having? It is having two outputs sum and carry. So our truth table is having or must have four columns. How many columns your truth table need? Four columns. So two for input and two for output. So you need four columns, that is 1, 2, 3 and four columns you need for your truth table. So the first and the first two is for inputs and second two is for outputs. Okay. Now you are having two inputs. So you'll be having 2 to the power 4 combination. So four combinations are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So these are the four combination of inputs what you are having. So since you are having two inputs, you are having four combinations. Now this full adder will this half adder will performs addition of two bits. First you are going to add these two. These two you are adding 0 plus 0. So we know that 0 plus 0 is 0. So sum is 0. No carry. So carry is also 0. So next you are adding 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. So this sum is 1 and carry is 0. So next one 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Sum is 1. Carry is 0. Now you are adding 1 plus 1. So this is binary addition and not it is Boolean. It is binary addition. Okay. So 1 plus 1 is 1, 0. Actually here you are adding two 1-bit number and the answer what you are getting is a 2-bit number. So this is sum and this 1 is carry. So we are adding two 1-bit number. This 1 plus this 1 and answer what you are getting is 1 0. So here we are adding 1 plus 1, and what you are getting is sum is 1 plus 1 is 1 plus 1 is equal to sum is 0 and carry is 1. 1 plus 1, while adding you will be getting 1 0. You will be getting 1 0 and sum is 0. This is sum and this is carry. So sum is 0 and carry is 1. So this is the truth table of your half adder. So this is the truth table of half adder. So once again I will explain. 0 plus 0 is 0. So sum is 0, carry is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Sum is 0. Oh, sorry, sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 1 is 1 0. That is sum is 0 and carry is 1. So carry is nothing but the extra bit which is coming while we are adding two 1-bit number, or if you are adding two 3-bit number, if you are getting the result as 4-bit, that extra bit is called carry. Okay, now first we have studied what is half adder, then we have written the truth table. Now we are going to find the Boolean expression. So how many input variables you are having? We are having two input variables. So input variable represent how many variable map you have to, how many variable map you have to draw, and outputs represent how much k maps you have to draw, or how many k maps you have to draw. So what input represent? Input represent how many variable map. So whether it is 2 variable or 3 variable or 4 variable, that is input will tell. What output will tell? Output will tell how many variables. Here how many output variables you are having? 2 output variables you are having. So you have to draw 2 maps. How many input variables you are having? You are having 2 input variable maps. So here you have to draw two variable k maps. Why? Because here you are having 2 outputs. So we have drawn a 2 variable k map. First we have drawn a 2 variable k map. So here the variables are a and b. Now first is for sum. Sum is 1 for 0 1 and 1 0. We have to take the column of, we have to take the column of sum. This is the column of sum. Here the sum is having 1 for the input combination 0 1 and for the input combination 1 0. So for sum, for the input combination 0 1 and the input combination 1 0, we are we have to plot once. So for the input combination 1 0 and for the input combination 0 1, we have to plot once. Then here these two ones are not adjacent. So adjacent means if it must, this one should be either here or here. So here you are not having any adjacent ones. So other way of checking means what is a binary value of this cell? 1 0. What is the binary value of this cell? 0 1. So here how many variables they are differing? This 0 is changing to 1 and this 0 is, this 1 is changing to 0 and this 0 is changing to 1. So two variable change is there. So you can't group. So you can group only if two, you can group two ones only if they are having only single variable change, or in other words, you can group only adjacent ones. The adjacent ones will vary only one bit. So here you can't group, so you have to group individually. So we have grouped this one like this and this one like this. The expression for this one is the value of the cell, that is 0 1. Here it is a bar. If you want, you can study like this: a bar, here it is a, here it is b bar, here it is b. So a bar b is the value of this minterm, and the expression for this minterm is a b bar. This is the expression for this minterm. So we have grouped like this individually, and the expression is a bar b and a b bar. So we have found out the expression for sum. Now for carry, you take the column of carry. You are having 1 for the input combination 1 1. So for carry, this is carry, and for carry we are having 1 only for the input combination 1 1 1 1. This is 1 and this is 1 1. So if you want, you can write here a bar a, b bar b. So here also you are having only 1, so you have to group it individually. The value of the cell is a b. So this is a expression a b. So we have got the expression. Now next one is we have to go for the logic diagram. So the expression for carry is a bar b plus a b. Sorry, the expression for sum is a bar b plus a b bar. The expression for sum is equal to a bar b plus a b bar, and the expression for carry is a b, and we are writing the expressions, and we are going to so in that previously here you are having there is an error. I have written it as carry. So this is not carry, it is sum is equal to a bar b plus a b bar, and carry is a b. Now we are going to implement. So now using this expressions, we are going to draw the logic diagram. So here you are having two inputs, A and B. So you take A, then you invert. This is invert, so you'll be getting A bar. So you take B, you invert, you'll be getting this is A, this is B. So here you'll be getting A bar, and here you'll be getting B bar. So you'll be getting like this. So A B and A bar B bar. So by using this, you can draw your